Crosswave.
The Right Hit Music Mix.
To Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, a musical talk show with in-studio guest performers and interesting program features. Anchored by the man with many titles: musician, producer, actor, director, YouTuber, filmmaker. Well, the list is long because he's the man and more. So friends, Canadians, ladies and gentlemen, your Sunday midday fun starts here. Welcome to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 4th episode ever of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. And I am your host, as always, Mr. Scott Dion Brown. And I'm joined, of course, by my fantastic co-host, the one and only
Regine Alaina.
Hi, Regine. How are you?
I am good. How are you, Scott?
I am fantastic. You know, today, it's Grey Cup Sunday. It's Grey Cup Sunday, everybody, which means Canadians all across this great country of ours are tuning into their TVs and sports bars across the nation to tune into the 106th Grey Cup as the Calgary Stampeders take on the Ottawa Red Blacks. I believe that's happening at 4 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
I'll be
Get your
tuning in.
snacks ready, guys.
Got my snacks, got some beers.
I'm a cider drinker.
Oh, cider's good too.
Yes.
Cider's good. And so what'd you get up to this week?
Well, you know, it was Black Friday, so I definitely went shopping. I braced the mall on Friday after work. I'm like, let's do this.
Did you take anyone out? With
No,
like a
but
shopping
someone
cart?
took me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone was walking and I guess brushed my hand, and so my little pinky was bleeding, and I didn't even notice. And I looked,
11 stitches. 11.
it's like a little dot. And I was like, oh, my first battle scar.
Black Friday, everybody. You got to be careful out there.
Yes, but I heard the malls are even crazier this weekend because now everyone's out of work and the lineups to get into the mall itself is ridiculous.
When's Cyber Monday? Is that this Monday?
That's tomorrow.
I prefer that one. Nobody gets attacked.
No, but then if you think about it, we're exactly 1 month from Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So a month today, we're repeating it with Boxing Day.
Okay. Well, I'll do Cyber Boxing Day then.
I don't think that's a thing, but okay.
Whatever. It's fine. Well, let's get started, Regine, shall we? Well, today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by our 2 title sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Regine, do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
Not really.
Are you buying or selling a home? Then Jennifer C., Realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see our current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com. That's Jennifer C., our first title sponsor.
Yes.
Our second title sponsor is a full-service mortgage brokerage. Oriana Financial has the resources, knowledge, and experience to research every mortgage option for you, whether it's from a major bank or alternative lender. Tracy Simeka and her team of professionals can assist with first, second, and even third mortgages. With over 25 years' experience in the mortgage business, Tracy understands your needs and also gives free advice. Oriana Markham Group is available 24/7 and can meet wherever and whenever is convenient for you. Learn more by visiting www.orianamarkhamgroup.com or call now at 416-318-7171. When the bank says no, call Tracy.
And her advertisement is actually on the screen right now, so feel free to get all that information right there.
Tracy Simek, everybody. Thank you to our title sponsors. Well, now, Regine, should we meet our guests today?
Yes, we should. If anyone's been following us on Instagram or Facebook, you have seen their behind-the-scene warm-up.
Yep.
Yes, and they sound amazing. They're bringing the Sunny and Sunday.
They're bringing the Sunny and Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's introduce them. Our guests today, ladies and gentlemen, started their collective collaboration back in 2015. Using their rich harmonies and multi-instrumental talents, this Toronto-based pop soul group has wowed audiences across the United States and Canada. Each member is a multi-instrumentalist, a songwriter, and a lead singer. Together, they form an unforgettable combination of the best parts of acoustic and electronic music today, with classy attitudes, tasteful beats, soulful rhymes, and fresh harmonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Silver Lining.
Hey!
What a classy intro.
That was
nice.
so
Thank
nice.
Well, it's your classy intro for some guys with some classy attitudes. How are you guys?
Very good, thanks.
Feeling really good.
Feeling-
Electric in this room right now.
So happy to be here on this nice Sunday, safe away from the Cyber Monday, Black Friday
Crazy.
Yeah.
craziness.
Here on Grey
no
Cup.
stitches happening here.
You're on Grey Cup Sunday, everybody.
There's a lack of snacks, but we can take care of that.
Yeah, we can do that. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves, each of you? Say hello. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Jonathan Cullen. I'm one part of Silver Lining. Oh, right here. What's up, guys? My name's Jonathan Cullen. I'm part of Silver Lining.
I'm Stephen Cullen. We're brothers, and I'm also part of Silver Lining.
And I'm Garson Carroll, and I'm also a part of Silver Lining.
You're not a brother?
I'm not, well, you know,
he is a brother.
some people think so.
Brother from another mother.
That's right.
Awesome. So how long have you guys been playing together?
Since about 2008.
Oh, wow.
We were in college for music theater, Jonathan and I, and we got bored in the wintertime, or maybe, I think it was a late fall, early winter. Like, hey man, do you want to start a band? And then we figured out how to play a couple of instruments and started a band. And we had another friend from back in our hometown of Peterborough who were like, oh, we need someone to play drums. And we called him up, and he said, yeah, I'll do it. And then I think it was a week before we had this big show that we were going to do. It was our very first show. We'd never played a show before. The guy bailed. Like, oh no, who are we going to get? And we called Garce.
Ghostbusters.
That's right. Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And it turned out to be the best thing, because the other guy was a cool drummer, but Garce is actually Garce helped make
Even better.
Well,
Yeah.
Garce is we can get to that in a bit, but Garce made it into really what it is now, which is like everyone is a lead singer and everyone's a songwriter and a multi-instrumentalist, and it wasn't necessarily going that direction back in 2008.
10 years
That's-
later, look at where you guys are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, and a lot of bands don't do that. I mean, most people will know. You go see a band, you've got your drummer, everybody's kind of got their part, but it's really cool that you guys are all sharing the load in a way that's really unique.
So they're all Beyoncés.
Yes.
We're all Beyonce.
I
They're
really
all
like that.
Beyoncés.
Garce has the best weave.
We'll add that to the bio.
I just didn't have time this morning. That's why I've got the toque on.
All three of you are all tooked out.
Yeah.
We're all rugged up. We're keeping it real cozy here
Looks
on
good.
Sunday.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Here on this Grey Cup Sunday. I saw you guys perform at, what's that venue on Church Street downtown? It was the Hostel?
The cavern.
Cavern,
Yeah.
So the thing that really impressed me was your harmonies really are really tight. And you guys are going to hear some of that a little bit later, but tell me about how do you, compose songs like that when you're putting it together?
Usually it's by a feel. Steve, well, we all have a bit of classical training or in music, but we kind of really do it all by feel. Someone comes up with a melody, and our sound is just enriched by each other's voices and the energy that's created by the three of us together. So we kind of just honestly sit around and pick things out of the air. And Garce, what did you call him last night? He's a
Shadow worm.
shadow worm.
Shadow.
He's so crafty. You could put this guy in any musical situation and he finds a way to blend and sometimes disappear. He can affect you emotionally through music without you even knowing he's there, because he's just so tasteful and mystical.
Yeah.
He is
shadow
an
worm.
amazing musician.
Well, earlier, so for those that didn't know, we actually all drove together in Scott's car, and I turned around and all I see is a pair of sunglasses and a backpack and a voice behind me.
Yeah.
Very mystical.
Shadow worm.
He's hiding even now.
Who is this man behind the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Well, shall we? Let's hear a song. I want to hear a song from these guys.
Me too.
We're going to listen to one called "Tripping Out."
Cool.
And you guys want to tell us a little bit about it before we hit it?
For sure. This is a tune I wrote, and I wrote it many, many years ago. Something that the boys and I would have played, probably closer to around the time we started in 2008. And it kind of fell off our radar for a while, and just it fell back into the mix really randomly. We rearranged it, and people seemed to like it, so we recorded it, and it kind of fell out a different way. It found new life.
Well, let's check out "Tripping Out," everybody, from Silver Lining.
You're tuned to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
I got a destination, but there's no showing who I'll be when I get back from the places I'll see. When the opportunity takes me away, picks me up and grabs me by the shirt someday. Life is always better as a mystery. Get out, see the world and make some history. This is gonna be the life for me. City to city with just a penny in my pocket. Nothing to my name except a picture in a locket. Grab a guitar, get up and just rock it. It's a party all night and day. Ship set sail, water's rough. Might not make it, but that's not enough to change your mind. Ain't no time like the present to be alive. Seeing the world without the fears of reality, the nature of things without the minor technicalities, the feeling it brings to your life and mine. Ain't no time like the present to be alive.
Crosswave, the right hit music mix.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Tripping Out.
They were
by
tripping
Silver
out.
Lining.
Dancing.
It's fantastic. And that song was brought to you by Jewelry Forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. So shop online at www.jewelryforever.ca or go there at CF Markville Shopping Center, 5000 Highway 7 East. And there's free shipping online with any orders of $149 or more. Jewelry Forever.
I wonder if they have a Black Friday sale going on.
They might have a Black Friday sale. They might have a Cyber Monday sale. Get there, find out. Jewelry Forever. Fantastic, shiny, beautiful things.
And it's only 1 month till Christmas.
1 month till Christmas, everybody. So Silver Lining, Tripping Out. Good song, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Sounded lovely. Very, very lovely.
I liked your dancing that went with it too. For all of you that were live streaming with us, you saw it. I'm sure they were dancing too.
That was choreographed, right? We planned that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
In the car.
Yeah, we choreographed on the way up. Threw the football around. Took a lot of work. Hard to drive. So one thing I wanted to talk about, and honestly, I wasn't planning to talk about it, but then it kind of happened this week, and I wanted to get your take on it because, you know, as musicians. So I got offered like a show, you know, to just ask to perform at this event, and you get that email that, you know, I think we've all probably received, where it's like, hey guys, we're putting on this event, and we don't have any budget to pay you guys, but you know, you're gonna be playing for exposure, and you know, people are gonna be there and all that stuff, but then when you get to these events, you inevitably find out that, like, you know, they have a budget, the sound guys paid for all that stuff, and I don't know, it kind of just got me thinking about this. I don't know what it is. If it's a cultural thing where art seems to be, I don't know, undervalued in a lot of ways. I don't know. Do you guys have any experience like that, or?
Oh yeah,
Tons.
Big time.
I feel like it's a really common thing. Like, oh, we're not going to spend the money on the entertainment. We're just gonna they like doing it, so we'll just like call them up. And
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. We often forget it's not just like showing up with a guitar and playing and singing a song. It's the time, the value is found in the time that it took to like, learn how to play that guitar and learn how to sing the song and prepare it. And then when you get into particularly like, larger events, when you're like, oh, it's a band now. There's several people, and like, well, in our case, it was like all the instruments and the equipment involved in that. And what are you trying to do to your event here? Are you trying to like you get what you pay for. And we've run into it before. We would say, hey, so could you maybe do this? And it's not that we don't want to do it. You know, there should just be at least be like a trade or like a barter for it.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder where it comes from, because I think it comes from two spots. Because on the one hand, I don't think it's a malicious place necessarily for most people. I think it doesn't just occur to them, oh yeah, you know, like it's the music or whatever, right? But then I also think I was thinking it must also come from the side of, like, a lot of musicians do, and not just musicians, but other artists as well, sort of do a lot of stuff for free. And I was wondering if that just comes from, I know me, for example, I'm notoriously bad at valuing, like, putting a value on my own work.
Yeah.
Like when somebody says, "Oh, how much do you want?" and I'm always very like, "Oh, I don't," you know.
I don't want to overcharge. I don't want them to say no because I really want to do it. It's that, I think that's classic as well, and it's awkward.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what it is, because I think maybe it's like, because musicians and artists, right? In order to make art, what you're doing is you're creating something that will have an emotional connection with people, and so because of that, I think a lot of artists have to be, they're very empathetic type people. And I think because of that, it also makes them, and also I think a lot of musicians are just really insecure as well. So you tie all that together, it's like you don't want to feel like you're, imposing or being abrasive on somebody. But then I think it can kind of backfire in the sense that you'll like, you don't feel like you don't put a lot of value in yourself and what you're doing. It's tough.
I feel like if there was a recommendation for, like, if I was looking at myself and like, how do I get over this thing where I undervalue myself and I really want to do this show, but it's not for any money, I should think about it in like, what favor am I doing other musicians? So if I take things for free, then not only am I like undermining my own value, but I'm cutting it for everyone, all my peers, or like people coming up, or people who are above me in their sort of career level. So I'm undermining the whole market of the businesses as artists or musicians that are trying to set like a baseline. Yeah. So it's like it's just creating I know someone who'll do it for free. Yeah. So if you're trying to find a way to overcome this awkward feeling of like, well, how do I put a value on it? It's almost like you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for the next guy over. Like if I'm going to play a show and someone says, do it for free, and I'll say, oh, I need to do it for a certain amount. What would if I was representing Scott Dion, who is a musician, and how do I put a value on his show? And that's what I should charge for my show. So I'm doing you a favor. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm making sure that. But I'm doing it for myself in that moment.
It's a really interesting kind of part of an artist's growth, and that learning that self-promotion and without feeling any kind of weird guilt about it or being self-conscious about it, and putting a value on your work. It's so important. No one else is going to do it for you, right? Yeah. That's the thing, and I guess I wanted to bring this up today. You know, not just to vent and rant about it, but also maybe this is working as a public service announcement for people who not just artists who are like, yeah, guys, you know, it's valuable what you do. I mean, the other thing to think about as well is it's like, I think there's this thing where it's like it's hard to feel like what you're doing is this thing that's really, really cool or like really, really hard to do or whatever. But who was I was talking with? We both know Greg, right? Who's in Latin Train Trio. They're going to be on next week, by the way. And he was like, guys, like musicians are like, they're like specialists. You guys they're hiring 3 or 4 sometimes or more specialists to come to this event and like do something that actually not that many people are able to do. So it's a good way to look at it. And also you have to remember, when they make the poster for, you know, advertising the event, it doesn't say, you know, there's going to be bartenders and there's going to be wait staff and there's going to be people behind the sound booth doing things, you know, but inevitably all those people are getting paid, you know, but people are coming to the show to see the show. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing. Yeah, I think it's like I think you're right saying doesn't really come from a malicious place, and it's just like an innocent ignorance a little bit. Yeah. People don't really necessarily equate musicians and live performers as art. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just the music. Oh, that's cool, you know? Yeah. I like hearing someone get up and play the guitar. That's kind of nice. Yep. But they don't really think about, you know, the years it takes to be able to do that. Yep. And to create that energy and that vibe for your party. The other thing I found is, like, I've played, especially you'll play gigs where maybe it's run by, say, a group, and maybe they don't necessarily put on a lot of shows. They've just booked a band. I remember how many times, like, we'd be loading in, and the people see us, and they're so surprised just
how much gear there actually is.
Yeah.
Like they've got this idea that, oh no, it's just going to be 3 guys and they're going to just have instruments, right? And then we've come in and
You come in with all your speakers.
yeah,
and
we've got
everything.
like massive speakers, two amps sometimes more, depending on the number.
Maybe
PA
a lighting
systems.
rig. Or,
Yeah. So like we've just made
this is
a
a lot of work.
yeah, and like, in fact, for me, I almost look at it in a lot of ways that that's really what the part that I'm being paid for. I love playing live, but unfortunately, there really isn't any way that you can get around with the fact that I got to do a lot of manual labor before and afterwards before we can get that moment, that hour or two on stage.
Before you even get there.
Yeah, and the bigger the group, I mean, sometimes you need a bigger vehicle, or you got to rent a trailer, and then there's the gas, and then like, what are you going to eat if you're out of town? Where are you going to stay?
Yep.
Yeah.
All for a low price of
Sure.
$75 a show.
I'll play the show for free, but you got to pay me for the loaded and loaded.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's it.
It's actually not a bad way to
Yeah.
look at it. I mean, so look, so people who are planning to put on events, here's what I'll say as an artist and for all artists everywhere. You got to include that in your budget. Like, think of it this way, right? If you're putting on a wedding and you're like, I don't have a budget for a cake, it would be weird for you to expect there to be a cake there if you
Yes.
didn't budget for the cake.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I am an event planner. That
There you
is
go.
my background. That's my professional job outside of here. I'm not just a co-host. So I do that. Like when people ask me, like, okay, well, how much should we budget for music? I'm like, well, what do you want? Do you want your phone plugged into an amp, or do you want a live band? Because those are two different things. And until they realize, oh my gosh, music is so much more than I thought it was, then they start to see the value in it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like we were saying, it's not. I don't think it's a malicious thing. I think it's just something that I
gets
think people
pushed on the
take
backside.
for granted. Yeah, it's funny thing how like the music always sort of fades in the background. You go to an event and the music is there and everyone's enjoying it, but you never really think about everything that's involved in bringing it to that
But the
point.
music makes the event. If
It
there's
often does,
no
yeah.
music, it's just an awkward silence.
Well, even right now, there's music in the background of us
Exactly.
talking. It's
It's
completely
nice.
changing the feeling of what's going on.
Yeah, it makes it sound so cool.
Yeah.
And if he had like more intense music, people would be like, "Oh my god, what are they
Yeah,
talking
like, oh,
about?
there's
Yeah.
drama. We gotta listen to these.
Oh, he's gonna do it."
And actually, it extends to everything as well. I mean, even as simple as the idea that people just download music for free and don't pay for it, like songs, right? It's related in the same way because people go, oh, why would I pay, whatever? I guess streaming services have changed it, but say 99 cents for a song or $10 for a CD. It's the same thing. You're not paying for the disc. You're not paying for the
paying for
plastic
the
disc.
musicians.
You're paying for our blood and sweat and tears.
Yeah, and I mean these days, with all the streaming subscriptions and whatever, like the numbers just don't really add up. You pay
Yeah.
$10 a month, and you get unlimited access to all this music. So you release a single, and now people like, where's that money going?
Yeah.
As a small guy, kind of floating around in the nebulous out there, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get any money. I'm not gonna see anything return from that.
I feel like that nowadays that's more of like it's like your business card. Like you
Yeah.
don't expect to make a return on a stream or
Yeah.
like a download or a single song sale. That's more like catch the interest of the listener, and then they're going to come out to your live
To your
show.
show,
and,
yeah.
Oh, this is a life changing in the same room experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, playing. It's
All for
been-
exposure.
for $75 a night.
It's kind of a problem that's mostly of our generation too. Like if you look back 20, 30 years, the value of music was totally different.
Yeah.
And there was a lot more money in cutting albums, and the actual nature of the industry was different.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, as we were saying, with like streaming and stuff like that, it's just sort of morphed our perception of the value of music because we have so much access to it for free.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
I think that's really compromised the way we value it in so many platforms, live, on the internet, on a disc. People have just kind of lost their want for, I really like having the CD, but a lot of people don't care about buying the album. And they're much more happy to subscribe to a service.
Well, I mean, nowadays the newest computers you buy don't even have CD-ROM drives with them. You got to buy like an
Yeah, that's
external.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're kind of phasing out CDs.
But I love CDs because then you can be like, "Look, I have a Shania Twain CD."
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been buying vinyl again now, which is kind of
It's
cool.
making a
Vinyl's
comeback.
so
It's
nice.
making
Yeah.
a comeback.
In fact, you know what I like? The way that it should be, I think, from now on, is they should release stuff on vinyl, and then I know like Arcade Fire's album was like this. You buy the vinyl, and then inside the vinyl it comes with a download code for the digital, so that way I can put it on my phone or on my iPod or whatever I'm listening on, and then I still have the vinyl because I still like having a physical thing.
Oh yeah, and the sound quality you get from playing a vinyl is unparalleled. It's just so warm and in the room. I love that vinyl sound.
So are you guys coming up with a vinyl?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
eventually.
we'll get there. Yeah.
Actually, I think there are like services. They're not out there, but like even like for indie artists, there are a few places where you can get vinyl made, but it's still very cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
But moral of the story, everybody, go out and watch live music, and if you're putting on events, this idea that that you just get. I mean, you can get some people to play for free, and there are certain circumstances where I will. Like, I don't want to say never. Like I would say, charity events. Like if it's for a good cause or something, I'm happy to lend some of my time to do something. Which I have. I mean, and I still do. The only part that always annoys me is that when I've been to events where I'm like, again in the past, where I've agreed to perform somewhere, and then you get there and like, it's worse one is when it's like a big maybe a convention type event or big thing where it's like they'll have like a professional stage with a professional crew, and that means like these people had a budget. They have a budget that maybe they got it through a government grant or sponsors or something, but they've just chosen to not allot any of that to the actual thing that people are actually coming there to see. It's a weird thing. I don't know. It's a cultural thing that I feel like we just, as creators, we kind of have to push back against a little bit.
And so you
Absolutely.
guys are worth nothing. Let's segue into their song.
Beautiful. I love that.
We wrote
you're
this
not
one
worth
just about
nothing,
that
sorry.
problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hear. So you guys are gonna sing this one for us.
What did we write this one, Logars?
This is about the beautiful people in Kensington Market.
They're nothing?
Well, the song's going to reveal a lot of what I don't want to reveal it all in my little description
love
because it's quite a
Kensington.
narrative. I find the song is it's a bit of a story.
Sweet.
And it's about where we live. John and Stephen and I all lived in Kensington Market for several years, and we're neighbors.
I love
And
that place.
unfortunately, they've relocated. But this song is about a beautiful summer in Kensington Market and some of the really colorful people that you'll see there.
One individual in particular who kind of became the muse for the song and started really piquing the interest in writing music about these otherwise overlooked people, perhaps.
Lovely.
Awesome. Let's hear
All right.
it.
Well, let's hear Nothing from Silver Lining.
Playing the most hit music. The Right Hit Music Mix on
The other day I
Crosswave.
smoking crack on my front step,
Talking trash to the people on the sidewalk. I don't want to look them in the eye. If I do, he might want to talk to me. Try to walk by fast, but I can't, cause I gotta lock the door so we don't get in. I got my keys stuck, stepping on my shoelace, repping for the Klutz Club once again. I don't wanna be a bad guy, make me kinda mad, why I don't know. When you say those mean things, I know that you're speaking to the voices inside. I won't talk to you when you get like this. I won't talk to you when you get like this. It's the tone you take and the face you make when you ask me what I've got. Nothing, 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 nothing. No, I've got nothing, nothing, nothing for you. Think I'm gonna clap hands in the street with a man I don't even know. I need reminding, this heat can make criminals of us all. Don't let me catch you crying, do that shit in private, but you got no place to go. So you're here outside my home, standing all alone. I wanna let you know I don't wanna be a bad guy, make me kinda mad, why I don't know. When you say those mean things, I know that you're speaking to the voices inside. I won't talk to you when you get like this. I won't talk to you when you get like this. It's the tone you take and the face you make when you ask me what I've got. Nothing, 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 nothing. No, I've got nothing, nothing, nothing for you.
Hey, hello, stop. What you doing on my block? Got 100 million questions, but I'm too afraid to talk. There you go. Start pulling on my heartstrings. Wait 30 seconds and you tell me I'm the worst thing. Go ahead, just take. Say what you need to say. Cause I've been waiting for this moment. Happens every day. You ask me, don't tell me you want it. I won't talk to you when you get like this. No. I won't talk to you when you get like this. And every breath wasted, throw it out the door. But you keep coming back, secrets out, I won't
talk to you. You're so restless, making messes. Don't you get this? Trouble piled up, down river, running gutter through the holes in the soles of my shoes. Think I choose to live with shivers in my ribs. Will you forgive me? Trying to get by, trying to get high, all the way up, living in the nightmare under lead sky, static in my mind. This chapter, noise chatter, a dollar I'm after. I try. Don't we all trust the voices inside? I won't talk to you when you get like this. I won't talk to you when you get like this. It's the tone you take and the face you make when you ask me what I've got. Nothing. No, I've got nothing for you.
Yay!
That was nothing.
Awesome.
I love this radio.
The Right Hit Music Mix. Crossway.
That was awesome.
That wasn't nothing, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That was amazing.
Thank you,
Silver
guys.
lining. That song was brought to you by Janet Ha, our latest advertiser. Janet is a financial services representative. Give her a call at 416-858-9186 for life insurance, travel insurance, investment funds, mortgage insurance, and more. Janet Ha, ladies and gentlemen, 416-858-9186. Thank you, Janet, for advertising with us. Everybody get in touch with her. Silver lining nothing. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
It was. You guys are singers. You guys are rappers. Like, oh my goodness. Do you guys beatbox?
No.
Oh.
Maybe if I'm in the right mood, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we should mention actually, we were super fortunate to work with an amazing artist named Stacey K.
Okay, cool.
She was featured on that track. She's a good friend of ours. We met her in college, and she actually just released an album this year called 11 O'Clock Number. Really fire. Check it out. She's going places.
Stacey K.
Yeah, shout out to Stacey K. We love her. She's an amazing energy and super talented.
One of our bestest friendies. That one was a funny one because we were before the show sort of started rolling today. We were listening to that track here in the radio studio, and we started singing along. And these guys were like, "Hey, you should sing over the track while we played on the radio." So we did. We just made it up. So that's why if you heard that voice back there, that was a good friend, Stacey
That
K.
wasn't me, guys. That wasn't me.
Yeah, it sounded great. So Kensington Market. In fact, a lot of our people listening, maybe if you're not from Toronto, you don't know much about Kensington Market. Is a very magical part of the city.
It is.
It's unique in its own way. Tell us a bit about Kensington Market. For people who don't know about it.
It is a gypsy wonderland, it's full of transients and people who have been there forever and people who are just there for a minute. It's so colorful, lots of mama papa shops, like where you can buy your fruits and veggies or
And
your
popcorn.
Cheese.
I love
Popcorn.
the Toronto Popcorn
Yes, there's
Company.
specialty boutique popcorn there.
My
Cheese. They got a good
favorite.
cheese shop in there.
Yeah.
Some delis.
Deli.
Got to give a shout out to Our Spot, the breakfast joint. We've been going there for like 4 years.
Yeah.
They're
The best place.
oh yeah.
It's called the Breakfast
It-
Joint?
it's
It was
called Our Spot.
Our Spot.
Oh, our spot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Man, really, really good.
Kensington Market. If you're ever visiting Toronto, it's definitely worth checking out. It's really.
I would go in the summertime. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go kind of. I mean, yeah, it's
It's always alive.
It is, but I like to go in the summer.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's very
summertime.
beautiful in the
Summertime,
summer.
you get the pedestrian Sunday. So every
Yes.
it's the third Sunday of every month or a certain period in the fair weather months here in Toronto. They will shut down the whole neighborhood. It's pedestrians only for the day, and it floods
So
with
fun.
people. All the vendors bring out these stands to the streets, and there's things are smoking, and there's flavors in the air, and there's
live music. There are
everywhere.
like Muay Thai demonstrations at Crudar at the bottom of the street.
It's just a cool spot. There's just
This
so
is
many
not
stuff.
sponsored by
Yeah.
Kensington.
But it is a cool part of town.
Yeah, it's really neat.
One thing I actually wanted to bring up today, I don't even know if it's going to have enough, how much we're going to talk about it, but it's just something that I thought was cool. Did you guys know that that the scientific community recently, they redefined how we measure the kilogram. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
What?
Okay, so
Mind
I didn't even know. I never even thought of it, right? Like you know, we're all taught in school, like, okay, here's how much a kilogram weighs or whatever,
You're
right?
like, okay,
But
cool.
apparently, the way that they decided how they weigh things, right? Way in the past was, you know, they convened this, you know, a bunch of countries convened together, and they actually built like a metal cylinder, and they were like, this cylinder is what a kilogram weighs.
Whoa.
And that's how we know what a kilogram weighs, right? So for the last over a century, I can't remember when it was, sometime in the 1800s, right, in France, they made this thing, and all weights, so every weight across the world
was measured
off this thing that they keep in a special safe. Apparently now it's still locked up in a safe where like there are 3 different people who have 3 keys, and you have to open it in sync, and that's how you get the 1 kilogram weight.
Whoa.
Heaven forbid someone steal the kilogram.
Yeah.
Then we'd be lost. We'd be lost. What does everything weigh?
Well, apparently what happened in the 80s is that they opened it up in the 80s and like reweighed it, and they found that it was like a little bit lighter.
Rusty.
than
Oh,
before.
boy.
So they actually had to reissue all new weights.
So we all technically don't weigh what we actually think.
You're a little lighter than we are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so what
Moral
they've
of
done
the
now,
story.
The weight of the world has been lifted.
so what they've done now recently, this was a few weeks ago, is a bunch of scientists redefined the kilogram for the 21st century by tying it to a fundamental feature of the universe, a small, strange figure for quantum physics known as Planck's constant, which I'm not going to explain what it is because I don't even fully understand what it is. But it's a much more precise way of measuring.
Okay.
So basically, what it means
It's just
is
a puppy dog.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, there's just one special.
We tied it to a dog.
Just one dog, and then as the dog grows, that's how much a kilogram is. so the moral of the story, everybody, is that your scale is useless. Throw out
You
your scale.
actually weigh less than you think you do. I like that moral.
Yeah, it was just cool because I never even thought about, because apparently before they did that, there's Mega Man. See, Mega Man's alive.
So what we could do,
He's got
Scott,
something
is
to
we can
say.
even add this to our social media platforms
Oh, yeah.
so our viewers can read on to
Yeah,
it.
it's an article in the Washington Post. It was, so apparently they created that original kilogram because before that, like the way you measured things is like it was different to every country. Like I think in one country it was based on like how many fish you could like fit into the hull of your ship.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, but then you
What
go
if
to
it's
sell
short?
it somewhere else, and they measure things based on like how heavy wheat is or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they had decided at that time to like, you know, standardize it with this one thing that was a kilogram. I just never thought of it. I don't know.
You learn something new every day.
Does it strike anyone as strange that they chose the standard unit of measurement to be 1,000 of something else as opposed to
Yeah.
a singular of one thing?
That's true. How do they?
Why did they choose the standard to be 1,000 grams?
Yeah.
Why
So
wasn't
they had
there
somewhere to
first
go.
a gram?
They need somewhere to go. You know, they were looking at expansion. You know, trying to.
That's like a wonder. So they must have. Do you think they have like the kilogram, and then they make everything else from it? Yeah, that's true. Would they
Like,
make,
just-
like mini ones?
We'll start. Yeah.
And then we'll divide it by 1,000.
And that'll keep things simple.
Maybe this metal cylinder is actually a gram.
That makes the
gram
most
change,
sense.
right?
It
Why would
said-
you use them?
I think they made a kilogram cylinder.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I was reading. It's
that means
actually on display.
Maybe there's a
somewhere.
gram also hiding somewhere.
There must be.
There might be. Yeah.
I've heard something similar about the atomic clock. Like there's a clock that measures time at the atomic level, and that must be hiding somewhere too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. So the way they came up with this thing for the new kilogram is the reason it took them so long is because they couldn't find like an instrument. I think it was accurate enough to measure Planck's constant. So it took like all these years to develop a way that they could get the exact measurement of what it is, and then they could say, okay, that's the kilogram.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
So does this impact you in everyday life? People listening?
Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Like, how about groceries? You buy, you expect
Hey.
like, I buy my fruit by the pound because it's frozen or something, and now you are paying a different price.
Well, if you go to
Excuse me, sir,
Is
Kensington
that
Market,
old
they
kilograms? Is that
weigh
new
it.
kilograms?
Excuse me, is this
right?
using the new? Yeah. Excuse me. I was just checking this by Planck's constant.
It's
Make sure to
actually
ask
cheaper.
These veggies are a little.
Ask your cashier about Planck's constant.
So moving along.
I wasn't sure how many.
It is Sunday, and most people do groceries, but
But yeah, you probably don't need to know that. It was just something that was
It's very interesting.
to me.
I like that stuff.
Me
Those like
too,
little
me too.
curiosities.
Yeah, just leapt up out of my thing.
yeah. So we were talking about what happens in Kensington, but there's actually a lot of things happening in Toronto where we are all located.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
For instance, Cascade of Lights happened last night. So
yeah.
if you guys have been around Nathan Phillips Square, you you saw
They-
that giant tree.
They lit up the big tree. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think Eaton Center downtown has
Yeah,
a
they just had their
gigantic-
tree,
I think
too.
they have the biggest tree. That's what they say. It's the biggest tree in
Oh, it's a competition.
Just
Measured by
outside of
height
the-
or by kilograms?
Oh, yeah.
measured by Planck's constant. So it
But-
depends who you ask.
Exactly. I also heard that a lot of the skating rinks are now officially open.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
outdoor
a
skating.
number of them have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Outdoor
they're
skates,
now
that's
officially
nice.
all open.
Even though it's
Open for
plus
the
8
season.
today, like isn't
No
it?
big
It's,
deal.
it's pretty warm.
Yeah, it was actually. Do they? It doesn't. They have a way of like keeping the ice.
They have to.
Frozen, right? They must.
What do they do? Put it like
Yeah.
No, it's basically so today it's a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And then as it drops, you.
And then tomorrow it's an ice rink, and then the next day it's a swimming pool.
Nice.
Welcome to Toronto.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of people skating last night. I think I saw some pictures of people skating. It was packed in Nathan Phillips.
Has anyone ever been skating in High Park? Is that a thing?
I've never.
I haven't. No.
I've never done it. I
Only
bet.
during the ice storm.
Oh yeah. Just down,
We were
just down the
all-
paths.
we were
Just
all-
downhill.
Wasn't planned skating, but I ended up skating. Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
They should do one at Distillery District.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Lovely.
God,
That's one that'd be
yes.
great
Yeah,
down
it
there.
would be busy.
Actually,
I'd take my popcorn stand and sell popcorn down there for sure.
Have you guys been on the new? There's a skating trail that opened. Is it 2 years ago now?
Isn't it
Underneath the
on
Gardner.
Ontario? Oh.
No, they opened one under the Gardner. I've been.
Yes,
that?
that was last year, right?
It was it last year it
I think it
opened?
was last
Yeah, it's like so. It's not like a big rink. It's like a trail.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And I think they opened a new one too. There's another one that just opened.
Isn't there one at Ontario Place now? They're just finding places of ponds
everywhere
of
they can
water,
rink.
and they're like, it's a new skating rink.
Canadians like
just
skating.
flood the sidewalk, everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, we like our skating, so they're just gonna anywhere you can put a rink, people will show up.
Then
and
the
skate
new
on
commute to work won't be rollerblades, it'll be skates.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm from a skates to work
it.
today.
I would actually love that.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, I
great.
would
How
not be mad
awesome
at
would
that
it be
at
if
all.
they had like a skating trail that you can actually use to get around?
And then all works like all places of work will have to build some kind of cubby that houses all the skates,
skates.
and deals with all the
Put
skate
rubber-
foot
put
smell.
rubber-
And
Rubber down everywhere.
Attention all employees, please no storing your stinky skates under your desk anymore.
please leave your elbow pads at the door. Not enough room on your desk.
Everyone
Make
comes
sure
in
you
with
wear a
helmet.
helmet to work. Yeah, there we go.
I would love that. A special network of super skating super highways. Be amazing.
I think half the city would get to work like late. I
And
know
injured.
I can't
Late
skate
and
at all. Oh my God.
Well, it could be a service
Then
where
what
like
if it rains? Then
Oh yeah.
skate faster. Free Zamboni. That's a Zamboni. There. That's free
Then the
fashion.
rickshaws will be all on skates, but these dudes or ladies with just huge legs and a big sled on the back. You
There
hop
you
on the
go.
back and just
Entire new industry. Speaking of rain, "Rainy Love" is a song by you guys.
Nice.
Let's hear a song by Silver Lining called "Rainy." You guys want to set this one up? What's "Rainy Love"?
rainy love. Oh,
It's a Sunday feeling kind of
it's a
song.
Sunday feeling kind of song. It's that kind of. It's trying to capture that feeling when you. I mean, you're in love with someone. It's that cozy kind of November, staying inside. It's raining, you're cozy, but maybe you'll get out and traverse the rainy city or the snowy city to get to the next cozy place and kind of meet up with your love. Yeah,
Sounds lovely.
it's a love song.
so let's hear it.
Are you guys good? No, this one we're just
We'll
going to
let the
listen to.
track
It. Yeah,
play,
we'll let the
yeah,
track
yeah.
play for this one. This is "Rainy Love" from Silver Lining.
This is Radio Evolution.
The right hit music mix.
Crosswave.
When it's raining, all I wanna do is hold you in my arms. And when it's cold out, cold out, cold out, all I wanna do is run to you. Cars outside, whispering rain, tied through the puddle, on my way. Rivers in the gutter, but it's all the same. I want you. I'm gonna open up my heart, give you my love, take all of me. You're my everything, you just let me be. All I really want is for you to be my baby, my baby.
All I really want is for you
you go. You're my baby, you're my angel, and I'll always love you. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Oh, since the first day I saw your face, I know there's no other way. I gotta make you mine and give you everything you deserve. You're a queen in my eyes. I wanna take you home tonight. Cars outside, whispering rain, tied through the puddle on my way. Rivers in the gutter, but it's all the same. I want you, yeah. Gonna open up my heart, give you my love, take all of me. You're my everything, if you just let me be. All I really want is you to be my baby, my lady. And all I really want is for you to be my man. All I really want is for you to be my baby, my lady. And all I really want is for you to understand. I will never let you go. You're my baby, you're my angel, and I'll always love you. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Open up my mind and see the kind of man I wanna be. Hand in hand so deep in love. You're the one I'm dreaming of. No more hunting, fighting, playing and starting. I'm ready for your love, 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 love. Cars outside, whispering, tied through the puddle on my way. Rivers in the gutter, but it's all the same. I want you. Gonna open up my heart, give you my love, take all of me. You're my everything, if you just let me be. All I really want is for you to be my baby, my lady. And all I really want is for you to be my man. Oh, all I really want is for you to be my baby, my lady. And all I really want is for you to understand. I will never let you go. You're my baby, you're my angel, and I'll always love you. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. Rainy love, ba-da-doo-ba. 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 Ba-da-doo-ba.
The Right Hit Music Mix on Crosswave.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a beautiful track called Nothing. Oh, no, that was a beautiful track called Rainy Love from Silver Lining. And it was brought to you by Cecile's
Line
dance class. Yeah, not lion dance.
Line.
Not Bea. Not
If you're
lion
listening.
dance. It was, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Cecile's line dancing class, who's been around since 1998 for all ages, every Thursday from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at 4500 Shepherd Avenue East, Unit 3, Scarborough, and every Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., which is where we're going right after this to get some line dancing, right, guys?
That's right.
2:30 4:30 at JC Grill, 1686 Ellesmere Road, Scarborough. Call them at 647 215-3013. Cecile's Line Dance
I feel like we
class.
like to bring all of our guests there after our show.
We're all go. We always hit up the line dancing and we just dance for hours and hours and hours. And then we come back here the following week and do it again. And it was also brought to you by Intercontinental Consulting Services for Immigration and Settlement in Canada. Find out how you can live, work, and study in Canada. Visit www.icscanadaimmigration.ca. Come to Canada. Immigrate, work, study, visit. Intercontinental Consulting Services. Thank you, sponsors. Rainy Love, beautiful song, guys.
Yeah.
So I heard a few different musicians on that one, yeah?
Yeah,
We got to give shout outs to Mark Laidman, who played bass on that, to Anne Fung, who played the flute, to 3 or 4 different versions of Garson on all the percussion. Actually, cool story, Mark Laidman is Stacey K's boyfriend.
the bass player, yeah.
He played bass on Rainy Love. We also have some goss to share with you about Rainy Love.
Well, we also had Dan Vanderhelm, amazing guitarist, played on the track.
Not yet.
And then,
I've worked with Dan Vanderhelm before.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think I recorded his band a few years back.
Oh,
Anyways,
cool. Yeah. He's Kensington Projects right now, I think, is his current project. So the song is actually about a dear friend of ours, Nicole Power, who actually yesterday was her champagne birthday. She turned 24 on the 24th. But I'll give you here's a little picture of Nicole.
If you're checking the video feed on this,
Happy
holding her
birthday,
up.
Nicole. You guys
There
will
she
recognize
is.
her from
Kim's
very
Convenience.
popular CBC's Kim's Convenience.
She plays a character named Shannon. She's very, very funny.
She's hilarious, yeah.
So yeah, I wrote that song about Nicole Penny Power. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday,
Penny.
Nicole.
And
Happy
then
birthday.
I was fortunate enough to do a friend from my hometown, which is Peterborough, by the way. She writes Christmas movies for Hallmark, and she wrote this indie Christmas movie that I co-starred in with a fabulous performer and artist named Jill Harris, and you can hear her with the Au Pairs, and she also sings with Dwayne Gretzky and Ilian Pipes. She's a fabulous vocalist, and she was featured on Rainy Love as well.
Awesome.
So it's kind of cool to have her voice embody, you know.
Track was a big collaboration with a lot of
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Lots
It's
of
really
love.
nice. The harmonies are
Lots of
nice.
love.
It's got a nice groove. It's just a nice song to fall into.
Produced by Stephen Cullen.
Yeah.
Yours truly.
In
right
Silver
here.
Lining,
by the
Silver
one-
Lining Studios. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So since they're doing shout outs, I feel like it's only fair to shout out those who are live streaming.
Oh, our listeners. Our live
Yeah.
watchers, our
as
listeners.
of- Hi guys.
What's
So
up?
Hello.
we have Rosanna, Jennifer, Jerry, Mila. Who else do we have here? Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
Hi, Ryan.
What's up, Mila?
We also have Tamara, Nadia, and Patrick. And I'm sure there's so many more of you who are viewing. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
If
Yeah,
you guys
thank you.
want to join the crowd and you guys want to be here in studio, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm sure we'll definitely have you guys on.
Cool.
And also speaking about, well, actually not speaking
And
about
sponsorship.
it all. Sponsorship. I was going to find a way. If you want to advertise on the show, you can hit us up at radioshowad@gmail.com, and we'd love to set you up with a sponsorship plan.
Yes.
And we'll read your ads here on the air, and it'll be featured on the little banner thingies, and you'll be supporting the show, which is just great because this is just a lot of fun.
Yes.
Great stuff.
Yeah, so how can they find you guys?
Yeah.
You can find us, the easiest way to find us, the most dead simple way, is go into your search browser, type in hashtag, which is that little number sign. We are Silver Lining. That'll pop up our everything, our SoundCloud, our Bandcamp. You can find us on Spotify, on Apple Music, on YouTube. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, all the social mediums, and even some of the psychic mediums as well.
Nice.
Psychic medium.
You're heavy in the
Okay.
psychic medium.
Kensington Market. Here we
just
go.
think we are Silver Lining, and our psychic mediums will be in contact shortly.
Hashtag We Are Silver Lining. I think that's also your Instagram name as well.
That's
We Are
right.
Silver Lining,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And your Facebook?
That's right, yeah.
So find them, guys. These guys are awesome.
We're pretty fun.
Yeah, they are fun. You guys have been fantastic with all your toques and
Yeah.
sweaters, and it's just a great time here on this Grey Cup Sunday.
We didn't
Warm,
get the
cozy
memo
Sunday.
and bring our toques and our sunnies.
It's okay. We didn't tell you. That's our bad.
Yeah, we should have sent you.
You guys look like movie stars, though. You look so cool today.
Yeah, you do.
We're
And you match.
Winning.
Planned. We do it right here on the sit down with Scott John Brown. So now we have one segment left, and it's a special segment that we do every single week here on the show. So for people who don't know, we've got a fairly large Filipino audience on here, right? But there are a lot of people, let's say like myself, Filipinos, who maybe were born or grew up in the Western world, who don't speak the Filipino language, which is Tagalog. So I decided to start this special segment for people who are in my same position, who don't speak Tagalog but want to learn, where every week we learn one phrase of Tagalog, and it's called Learn Tagalog with Scott Dion Brown.
I like it.
So you have a phrase for us today?
I don't. Do you?
Oh, do you have a phrase for us today? Sure, we're putting you on the spot right now.
Napakaganda mo.
All right. Napaka.
Ganda mo.
Ganda mo.
So for all you single men or women that are looking to speak to a Filipino woman that just said, you are beautiful.
Oh,
You
that's
are
lovely.
beautiful.
Oh.
So if you all want to try
So we're going to
it,
together. So it's napaka
Napaka.
ganda.
gandamo.
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 Napaka gandamo.
You are
Napaka
beautiful.
gandamo.
Oh, thanks, guys.
There it is,
Napaka
everybody.
gandamo.
Napaka.
Napaka
Gandamo.
gandamo.
So if for guys or for the gentleman, it would be pogi. So ganda is beautiful, pogi is handsome. So nakapa pogi mo. So
Pogi.
yes.
Pogi.
Oh, that's funny.
Or ganda.
That's so funny.
Pogi mo?
I have a friend who
Yes.
his nickname is Pogi, and I didn't know.
Is he Filipino?
He is Filipino.
Yeah.
He's Filipino.
Oh, there you go.
Call him handsome.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
That is genius.
Sneaky. Now you guys know.
Yeah, we just call him Pogi. I'm like, what's up, Pogi?
He's
Now
like,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
cool. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. Well, that was the Learn Tagalog with Scott Dion Brown, brought to you by the Canada's Top Choice Council, a non-profit organization, and they're proud to present 3 amazing events held annually that help to grow the community, advance education, self-empowerment, and promote public appreciation for the arts. And you know a thing or two about the Canada's Top
I
Choice
do.
Foundation?
Not only was I the Miss Canada Top Choice of 2016, I am also their president. Yes.
Whoa,
Got the
celebrity.
band.
Celebs.
So we host events, like Scott said. We have our annual pageant that is coming up. So if you are a woman of any age, we have segments from kids to married, and those married or have never been married but have always wanted to do a pageant. This is for you. Feel free to hit us up on Facebook, Canada Top Choice Council. We also have our Give Back concert, which I know Scott and his band will be performing at as well. That's coming up.
Yes, in March, right?
Yes,
March of next year?
if you
Yeah.
are a performer and you'd like to showcase your talents, by all means, reach us as well. We also have a new event. It's the Men of Honor, which will be held in York Region. So all of you guys or women that you want to nominate someone, a man that you think is honorable of being nominated, let us know as well, and we'll be in contact.
So that was the Canada's Top Choice Foundation sponsoring the Learn Tagalog with Scott Dion Brown. So you
So
keep listening.
what was the phrase again, guys?
Oh yeah,
Napaka
Gandamo.
Gandamo.
And if it's a
To a guy.
man, napaka
Pogi.
pogi
Mo.
Pogi mo.
Pokimo.
There you
Pokimo.
go.
Napaka Pokimo.
Napaka
So
pogi mo.
Pogi, we're on to you, Pogi.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're on to you now. We know.
Coming for you, Nigel.
Oh, and his name comes out.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a safe week ahead and stay safe on Cyber Monday.
Silver Lining, thank you guys for being here.
Yes.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having us, guys.
Look
This
them
was
up online.
fabulous.
Hashtag We Are Silver Lining. And subscribe to Regine at It's Regine Alaina on Instagram. And please find me on YouTube.com/Scott Dion Brown. I just put on a brand new vlog yesterday
About our show last week.
about our show last week
Yeah.
featuring the fantastic Bea Rose Santiago, who was a fantastic guest.
And the lion dancing you did after the show.
To line dancing, get on there, get onto our YouTube. We're so close. I want to get to 1,000 subs.
You're so
I'm getting so
oh
close.
my god. We've been
We
working
need
on
your
this
help.
for a month, guys. Come on, follow Scott. Subscribe to him.
Oh, also one thing I forgot. Shout out to this past Friday. I was on the Panorama with Joel Rekla. It's his show on Filipino TV. So I was a guest on there. Have you ever met Joel Rekla?
Maybe.
He's a really funny guy. Anyway, shout out to you, Joel. Thanks for having me on your show. Check him out on Filipino TV. And that's it for today's show. The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, episode 4.
Oh my god, it's a month.
It's been a month. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Silver Lining, once again, thank you guys for being here. And football! See you guys. Great Cup Sunday.
See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it for today, folks. The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. If you think 60 minutes is not enough, well, you better catch us again next week, because it is not just about music or pure talk. It's your weekend pastime. and witness the next riffy of your time episode of the program right here on Crosswave Radio. The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
This is where hit music lives.
The right hit music mix.
Crosswave.